Alrighty, welcome back everybody here to Simtrax Broadcasting. This is Patrick Morrison coming to you live with Douglas Ross Jr. joining me here in the booth as we are here at Iowa. Little shaped kind of similar to Richmond Raceway. I think it was actually taken off of that as Rusty Wallace' idea of bringing it to the middle of the U.S. for these guys to give it a run out here. Drivers out here in the trucks are trying to figure out if they can do any little changes to the truck or if any track changes are going to happen out there. As Garrett Sidnor right now sitting in the 34 Ford, he's out there trucking around just a little bit, might just be practicing how to enter pit at a good amount of speed without guys getting spun out there on the track. You guys may have tuned in a couple of times, even during some charity races that have been taken here with Simtrax Broadcasting, and you're going to notice that this track is extremely bumpy. There's one right there as we take a look at Scott Fleener out there in the 49 Toyota, bumping around out there just a little bit as it unloads the suspension, and the key is for guys not to be spinning out here tonight. We did come in a little bit late here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and show you where our qualifying order was, and of course Andrew Hennessy, top of the chart. William Page sits in that number 2 spot, and Garrett Sidnor sitting in the 3rd spot. So great job by our top 3 drivers. Driver I would like to circle out there, it's actually lower than expected, would actually be Scott Fleener out there sitting down in 12th, and Cam Barnes is 13th. So that is horrible, and hopefully they will be able to fight their way back up to the front. All right, now finally time for me to be quiet for a little while, and Douglas, talk to me about this race and kind of what you're looking forward to and what we are kind of to expect at a track like this.
I could tell you what, this track is definitely, like you said, it's like Richmond International Raceway, but it's a little bit different. As you can see, we have a couple of drivers coming in and out of the exit of Turn 2. Turn 2 is going to be the very, very tricky spot when it comes to this track tonight. As we have witnessed during qualifying that there's a lot of drivers that have been getting really loose coming off of that Turn 2 exit, so we're going to have to really pay attention to when they go around there.
Yeah, not just Turn 2, man. I've seen multiple times, even coming out of 4, man. Right there where that pit road goes, drivers trying to flatten out everything. You think would be a-okay, but it ends up tripping these guys up just a little bit, and I can't blame them at all. It's tough to get to stay on the track, and especially when we start thinking about when we start thinking about the trucks, how little weight there is in the back end of these cars, and they start moving around all over the track. And just trying to stay on the track is going to be the extremely tough part. As this warm-up continues, still about halfway through, I'm interested. I'm really excited to see what all this manufactures and how all this comes about here. Whether these guys are going to be able to continue on and make it, or if anybody else is going to be scrambling here right at the end. Now, Andrew Hennessy, Eric Sable, Luke Smith, and Darren Ingram are still above our cut line after Talladega, moving into Iowa, so it is going to be super tight, as I believe Garrett Sidnor, Austin Hakes, Cam Barnes, and Blake Beacon out there are still our guys in the undercut line, so they're going to have to really hurry up here and see if they can slice their way back into the line. I'm not sure right now how close this is going to be right now when we get to the end. I don't know if you kind of reviewed over the points out there, Douglas, and trying to see what we've got. Whoop, little trouble out there in the number 14 car. Look like Zachary Corbin having a little trouble. Whoa, he's not the only one. 42 sliding out of control. But I guess that's a good thing we're in the warm-up, and rather than doing this during the race, that would be a horrible, horrible shot there for those guys to kind of be doing that during the race.
Yeah, most definitely, and like you said, I'm not really sure exactly what the point standings are looking like with the Truck Series. I've been paying attention on and off to the Truck Series as I've been broadcasting with you on the Saturday Night League. But like you said, a couple of drivers are probably sitting on the chopping block as of the moment.
Yeah, and they've got to be very, very careful here. I think that would be my biggest concern here at the moment is who is going to be in and who's going to be out here. I think a couple of guys out there, including Jay. Jay is actually not going to be racing tonight. He's actually fighting a little bit of a sickness, I think, that is going around. Not only here in Tennessee, but I think it's actually starting to float around the float around out there a little bit, and I'm just hoping a lot of these guys aren't going to end up falling off here, because you do need to practice. You do need to get out here and try to race here, and I would definitely expect to see this this go a whole lot differently if these guys aren't able to make it. I'm not sure if they're going to be really on the line here. If they miss a race, I don't think they're going to be able to recover, and that may be the end of some of these guys' runs out there.
Most definitely. You do say when it comes to the playoffs, whether if it's in the trucks or the cups, you definitely don't want to miss a race, because missing one race, this isn't like regular NASCAR where you can have like a waiver and then you're safe. No. When it comes to iRacing, the playoff standings are completely different. So it's really, so to say, it's very important that all the drivers that are in the playoffs, they have to make the remaining races as we go.
Yeah, and you hate to see that during crunch time. I would say, when guys are right on that teetering edge, I hate, I would hate as a driver thinking, man, I am so close, is there a chance I'm even going to make it here? And a lot of guys, I think, take it for granted out there, whether they are going to be, I can miss a race, that'll be okay, I'll be able to make it back, and that's just not the case. You do have to come out here. You do have to participate. And I think a lot of guys just take that, like I said, just take it for granted. And too many guys just end up missing opportunities out there. And I hate to see it happen, but, it's what can you do,
Right, exactly.
2, 3, 4. I'm checking to see. Andrew Hennessy, Eric Sable, Luke Smith, and Darren Ingram are our guys above our cut line. Boy, that's going to be tight. All right, still about another minute left here in our warm-up. We'll see how this kind of boils down here after a little while. Waiting to see, checking up on two of our guys out here who's still in the hot seat. Austin Hakes being one of them. Blake Beacon, Cam Barnes, and I believe Garrett Sidnor is also in some trouble here. I'm looking to see, double check and see who is and who is not here. Hakes, Beacon, Sidnor. Barnes is in trouble.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, are any of these drivers sitting in a must-win situation if they want to be safe?
Blake Beacon, Cam Barnes. Austin Hakes may be a chance, but he's 4 outside the cut line. If Darren Ingram has a rough race tonight, it's going to flip between him and Garrett Sidnor, and Sidnor will be in. So that's going to be close. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to get this one back underway here. Noticing that Barney is going ahead and checking this off. Hennessy, Ingram, Luke Smith, and Barnes. There we go. That's what I was looking to fix. Couldn't find the guy. All right. Let's get ready here, as I believe gridding has commenced here. Guys are starting to get out there on the track. Looks like they'll be starting from pit road here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at what our race info is going to consist of here tonight for the NSM Sprayable Asbestos 125. 125 signaling the amount of laps we're doing, which is 125, 65% fuel limit out there, 3 sets of tires, and of course, no fast repairs. Chilly temperature out there on the track. If I'm not mistaken, that should be 69 degrees out there. Brr, they're going to be fighting this one. So cold tires, it's going to take even longer to get them heated up. And that is going to be extremely rough for them, especially starting off on this one. Let's go ahead and get to our starting grid while we're talking about it here. As Andrew Hennessy and William Page starting on the front row. Garrett Sednor highlighted there in red number when he's got to have a solid finish here tonight. Like I said, he's just outside the playoff spot. And on the outside of row number 2 will be John Poole. Austin Hakes sits 5th. Noah Joyce is 6th. On the inside of row number 4, Luke Smith. It looks like Blake Trawick. Boy, New name for me as he joins the league here tonight. Austin Spencer sits 9th, and Hen Bordeaux moves into our top 10. Darren Ingram starting 11th. He'll be starting farther back, and right now I see Scott Fleener, 12th spot for him, moving on through to the last final drivers of our feature here tonight. Cam Barnes, Zachary Corbin, Steve Rada will be starting in the 15th spot. Antonio Ruiz will be 16th, and that relieves us with Zach Saunders, but I do not believe that 16 Ford is taking behind the wheel tonight. I think he got some time out there, but he's a little concerned about going out there and messing around with anybody's race here during the playoffs, as these guys are definitely crunching down here. Only a few races left in the playoffs here. Definitely got the guys kind of squeezing together here, wondering if they're going to be able to survive here all the way to the end. Iowa is kicking off our next round as we keep this going. Right now, I believe we are still floating around and seeing if that is going to be the through and through here. Right now, I'm showing USORL, and that is the truck series. Right now, we should be here at Iowa, moving to Texas next week, and then Martinsville. Yuck! All right, so that is already going to be that's going to be a tough schedule here. All right, let's go ahead and see how Andrew Hennessy does once again here as we get underway. To get lap number 1, let's see if he can come away with another win. This guy has been on fire here lately. Right now, Eric Sable, I think, is still out of the run here as we are under green flag. No can do. Nobody's catching Andrew Hennessy as he takes off already. William Page looking to see if he can sit back and re-attack here in just a moment, but Garrett Sidnor holding on tight to 3rd, and right now he's under fire, though. Still seeing if he can fight on that inside line. It is the more favorable line here. He'll be able to rotate up in front of the 42. Yes! Makes a good clear there. 42 already fighting a little bit of traction as you see him slinging out of 2. And Douglas, that's exactly what you were talking about, man. That's going to be a tough spot.
Definitely is going to be a tough spot. And as of right now, we have a battle for the number 4 spot. That is between the 28 of Austin Hakes and the 56 of John Poole III.
Yeah, Poole still holding on to the 4th position where he originally qualified. Fastest driver out there on the track does go to Garrett Sidnor, who's starting to reel in Hennessy. Breaking underneath that 4/10 of a deficit out there as they continue this charge here toward the front. Biggest mover is actually going to go to Cam Barnes, actually Antonio Ruiz, who's gained 2 in the 11 Toyota. He's up to 14th at least, but he was way back here in the pack. But as guys start moving around the track, we're noticing speed starting to pick up here. Has Andrew Hennessy already gone into tire conservation mode? I wouldn't think so, as so early into this race.
It is early in this race, and also in the back of the field, we did have a driver breaking loose. It looks like Austin Spencer. He almost lost the wheel of that 13 Ford on the front straightaway, and he's going to lose a position to Blake Trawick. That's going to be for the number 7 spot.
Yeah, Austin Spencer doing a great job, though. He's chasing down the other Ford in front of him, Blake Trawick. Hen Bordeaux still holding on to 10th. Currently at the moment, as it looks like Scott Fleener's kind of putting around there in the back in the 49 machine. I'm just wondering, maybe this race is not all what he kind of figured it would be here tonight, as he still bumbles around outside the top 10. A couple of drivers still looking to push around him, though, but I do want to kind of bring our focus in to Andrew Hennessy and Garrett Sidnor, as he is broken under a 1/4 of a second here. Looks like Hennessy might have a mirrorful right now of Garrett Sidnor's number 34 Ford.
Also, another driver that we haven't been talking about yet is Luke Smith. He has been advancing himself up to the field. He is now finding himself into spot number 4, trying to chase down the top 3.
Yeah, not bad here with the crushed orange machine from Luke Smith. That 39 Chevrolet actually running a lot higher line than most of the other guys out here. Does seem to be helping him on the straightaways, though. He does lose a little bit of time going through the turn by taking that higher line. I don't know how punishing that's going to be to the right sides. But speaking of punishing, right now, Garrett Sidnor looks like he made a mistake. Noah Joyce is going to attack, and right now, Joyce, after being freshly eliminated here, is going to move up into the 2nd spot and continue rolling through. 31 machine, not bad here, as Hennessy still leading by a 1/4 of a second.
As he is leading by that small margin. Noah Joyce is finding himself in spot number 2, and now Luke Smith will now find himself into spot number 3 as Garrett Sidnor, he's starting to step back a little bit.
Yeah, check out how William Page is doing, though, out there in the 42 Ford in the bright, mellow yellow car. You see him kind of moving around just a little bit, starting to reel in Sidnor. And right now, I'm not sure if Sidnor, what happened. He was doing okay, and now starting to fall off immensely. Noah Joyce and Luke Smith about to go at it there just a little bit as Luke Smith has changed his line, dropping down to the bottom here. And we're already talking a couple of drivers. Right now, huge news out there. Darren Ingram has taken it down into the pits.
As Darren Ingram is down into the pits, it looks like he definitely has some right side damage, right front and right rear damage to that 54 machine. So we're going to have to check that out and see how far he's going to be in pit road.
Yeah, right front fender has decided to go on a hiatus there. That does not look good here for Darren Ingram in the 54 Toyota. A playoff driver with a horrible run here. That is not going to go well, so this is all the opportunity for Garrett Sidnor to attack. This will help him sling up into the playoffs here, and that's going to push everybody into Texas with a much, much needed helpful move there, and that is exactly what you were hoping for. All right, let's check back in on Austin Spencer. You said there has been losing control out there for just a little bit. Spencer was still sitting behind Hen Bordeaux, but Scott Fleener starting to take an idea. He was sitting currently, he was 11th, but Spencer has taken that over. 49, trying to triangulate that turn, but almost in the opposite direction, drops down to the bottom and bounces himself back to the outside. So right now, Scott Fleener is having a heck of a time, and right now he is not the only one. Our Toyotas consist mostly of the 12th, 13th, and 14th position. Darren Ingram's Toyota has dealt with a boatload of damage, down to 16th. The highest one sits Austin Hakes, who right now is running down John Poole here.
While we're talking about that, the battle is heating up for the number 2 spot as Luke Smith is trying to down to the inside line of Noah Joyce, and that was a battle for now, but it looks like Joyce will end up clearing him on the outside line.
And Joyce does want to make that shot there. Notice how Noah Joyce out there running for the NSMAsbestos.com. Out there right now, he is sponsoring this race, still trying to get a piece of him here. Look at that turn exit speed. Good move. Good move there by Luke Smith as he almost comes up, makes contact with the 31, but does not. Ooh, just as I say that, 39 rotates up, 31 into the wall. Holy cow. Well, we got something going on with these 3 Chevrolets out front. Hennessy's kind of laughing this one off as he looks back, as these 2 guys trying to kill each other, just trying to catch up to him.
Driver that is getting a front row seat of all that action in front of him is William Page. He's watching all of these guys switch back and forth between each other, and he's just sitting there stalking in the number 4 spot waiting to make his move.
And we take a look off the back here of Andrew Hennessy, looking at Noah Joyce, trying to set him up here. It doesn't seem Andrew Hennessy seems worried at all with that fresh air out front. Plenty of power. Whoa, William Page almost losing control there in the back, and hopefully he is able to collect that one back together. I think that one scared him a little bit. He backed way off. That allows Garrett Sidnor to run up close to him. But I do have to say, most of our drivers, aside from Darren Ingram here, are all in the top 10. Barnes sitting in 8th. Hakes is now 6th. Sidnor is 5th. And that moves us to Luke Smith and Andrew Hennessy are in the top run here. A couple of drivers who are not right now, really got a big circle around them. Is actually where I'm looking for is Eric Sable. Where in the world is this guy, and is he going to return? Yeah, right now Ingram, like I said, he's only 2 points above that line. Sidnor taking a shot underneath here. William Page, he's cleared him. Got him. Good job. Now let's go ahead and rotate up to Noah Joyce. Joyce looks like he's trying to fend off Smith. Smith taking that outside, but here comes that turn exit speed. Right now, Luke Smith diving into turn number 1. Not bad. Good clear. But can he hold him off, or is Noah Joyce going to try to switch him up here? Joyce getting a good, whoop, little slip up there, and that's going to do it. That's exactly what they're waiting for. Just one little slip, and there's the problem is, whoop, Noah Joyce disconnects there just a bit. Right.
Luke Smith finally managing to get that number 2 slot, and it looks like he's starting to blink a little bit according to my screen, but otherwise, Everybody else is staying single filed out all the way to the back.
Yeah, this is going to be very odd here. Two playoff drivers who are not out here tonight. I'm looking for Blake Viken, is not out here tonight, and Eric Sable. Now, Sable's only down by 8 points chasing Andrew Hennessy. He needed a solid finish tonight. Hennessy should almost have himself a guaranteed walk-in here. But I hate highlighting guys that may have a possibility of making it if they don't have it guaranteed. Winning, you're in, and that's still a possibility. Right now, that's still going to go to Andrew Hennessy, who's still out front. And right now, I think Hennessy is getting ready to put, looks like Zachary Corbin down a lap here. Right now, whoa, man. Andrew Hennessy wheeling it out there. Goes ahead and makes a quick pass there on Zachary Corbin. And Corbin will be our first guy a lap down who is yet to come into pit. Darren Ingram still remains in the pits for the last 5.5 minutes. And we have gone 25 laps under green. Fantastic job by these guys so far. It's ticking off pretty quick here, Douglas, seeing that we've got lap times getting about just over 24 seconds out there, and we have got 100 laps left to go.
We're seeing some drivers starting to break into the 23-second lap bracket even, and because those tires are definitely going to be heating up now, or at least trying to get some grip. But we have to wonder what kind of strategy is these drivers going to play tonight.
Well, right now, Hennessy, I thought was playing a tire conservation game, but that does not appear to be. Appear to be exactly what's happening there, as it looks like a couple of our guys still working around that lap car, and there might be our first caution. Zachary Corbin is around. Look like he just got met up with everybody else out there on the track. Bad catch there.
Oh, and also big problems for Noah Joyce. He was a big, humongous victim in that crash.
Yikes. That did not work out well at all. Especially for Zachary Corbin. You said Noah Joyce, so we'll check in on his car, or excuse me, his truck out there, and see if the sprayable asbestos machine is going to be able to continue on here. Let's take a look here from the top side. See what happens. Boof. Here's the rotate up. Austin Hakes gives him a little reminder that he was behind him. And Noah Joyce, check this out as he goes through the landscaping here. Is able to save it, though, I guess, compared to what it could have been. As we take another look over the top side here, it looks like the 31 was trying to change up his line, and he's already loose right there. And it just kind of slings him the rest of the way up the track. 14 looked like he was coming down. I think he was trying to get out of the way, but a little too late for that. Alrighty. Looks like it's going to be a fire sale here. Everybody coming down pit road. No one taking any chances here. Right now, Noah Joyce, I'm sure it's going to be 4 tires, and he might want to fix some of that damage out there on that race car now rather than later. The only reason I recommend that is when we took a look at his car, he is bent up around that spoiler, and one thing you don't want to lose is downforce, especially at a track like this. So hopefully Noah Joyce is able to straighten that thing out. Seeing we are over 30 seconds in the box, he's doing it. Yeah, there we go. Spoiler looks a little straighter there. Great job by his pit crew. Hopefully he'll be rejoining back out there. Austin Hakes probably fixing the nose of his machine. And right now that Toyota, although curved, is going to be mushed in a little bit.
It looks like we had some strategy play under the pit stop.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, though. Looks like Blake Trawick, looks like John Poole and Cam Barnes and Steve Rada, fuel only. I've seen 2 tire calls here at Iowa. Instead of right sides, has won a race before.
I think that's exactly what the top 3 did, was a 2-tire strategy.
Yeah. I would say, I think it was all the way back, let's see if I can reach this back. Racing Revolution out there, Justice Murphy won it with a 2-tire call, took a set of right sides, and it won the race for him. Everybody took 4, and they weren't able to build up enough heat in the tires before he was able to get away. So it actually worked out fantastic for him out there. But Darren out there in the chat, first one to join us here in the chat. Appreciate you, Darren. And I think you shouldn't be out there chatting with me. You should be on the track. And right now, after 10 minutes in the box, that is not looking good for the 54 Toyota out there. Definitely that is going to hurt your chances here in the playoffs. Did not go planned for you out there. Yep, I guarantee that one. Because that one definitely starting to get messed up. But hey, K-Doggy's out there.
Patrick, while we're actually talking about the subject of Darren Ingram, I actually went back to look at the replay on his incident, and it looks like he was a victim of netcode.
Contact with another car?
Yeah, it looks like he ended up having an issue with Hen Bordeaux, but it looked like it was a netcode incident on iRacing situation.
Oh, wow. Do we have, you have a lap?
I have to go back and look.
Hopefully we'll be able to find something for you guys out there that maybe we can show you something may have happened out there to Ingram. It may have upset his night here. Yeah, I see a little something here. I believe it's lap 8. Might be something there. So let's go ahead and get back here to green flag. Hopefully we aren't butchering Blake's last name out there. Strawick gets off and away. Green flag back out here. Quick scramble there. Car in the lead. The number 15 Ford gets taken off. Looks like the number 7 Cam Barnes almost rotates up, and holy cow, shot to the wall by the 03 of Steve Rada. Rada hammers it there, and that sends Hen Bordeaux all the way to the back. Didn't want to make any sort of contact, but oh my gosh, looks like the 13 Austin Spencer is going to go ahead and see if he can fix the landscaping as well. All right, first I want to see if we can poke back and see what happened to Ingram here. Oh, there's the nudge. Yeah, thinks it was a hit. And sends him up the track. Boom. All right. Good call. All right, now let's figure out what happened to Austin Spencer here to cause this caution out there. Does the 13 just get loose?
It looks like he just got into the gas a little bit too much and just completely lost it on his own. No contact with the wall or anything.
Well, I guess compared to everything here, not bad. Is able to save the race truck. Get back out there. I'm wondering, taking a look at how Spencer was doing out there, and how his truck came across behind Fleener here. It looks like he loses downforce as he gets going. Right there. Yeah. He was already spinning. But as soon as it almost picked the nose up from him. And then that just sent him on around. Bummer. All right, Ingram still remaining in the box. 14 minutes now. I believe Noah Joyce has returned back down there. And Antonio Ruiz is back down pit road here on lap 35. So right now we are got another quick caution there. Pace car lights should be going out here. Hopefully, nope. Looks like we can go one more time around. Okay, doggy out there, what's up? Appreciate you joining us out here tonight, buddy. Haven't seen K Doggy out here in a while. Well, we always say cautions breed cautions. Right now, I think this is just a little stumble. I think these guys will get back underway, and seeing that nobody's deciding to pit other than a couple of guys possibly with a little bit of damage there. Especially Noah Joyce in the 31 out there. I'm actually surprised to see Hake's not coming back down. See if he can pull that nose off the radiator there a little more. But I'm hoping this is seeing that they're not going to come down a little. We scuffed up the tires just a couple of turns there, and then we'll be back underway. As we hope these drivers get on around.
Looks like we'll
actually be sitting in third. Go ahead, Douglas.
Looks like we'll be going green flag racing this time.
Hot dog. I don't know about you, it is painful watching these guys kind of putting around. Let's see how this goes. All right, green flag about to drop. Douglas, go ahead and take it away, my man.
Be happy to. Car is going to be going down now. Barney's got that green flag waving in hand, and we're going green flag racing. As Blake Trawick, he ends up getting a great start on the inside line. 56 was probably caught sleeping on the start. But Andrew Hennessy, he wants to get that #1 spot back in no time, all over Trawick. And those fresh tires are really starting to play into factor for Andrew Hennessy.
Yeah, not bad by Hennessy, taking a little bit of a higher line there, looking to see if he can work it just a little more. Still applying pressure here to Trawick. Right now, Hennessy dives down to the bottom. I think he's going to have it here. And now the 15 machine will be falling back. I know it does say the 56 out there of John Poole. Right now, I got two 56s out there. Guys, don't trust me, your eyes do not fool you. All right. Keep these guys churning around out there. Still continue this fight. Do you see anybody out there really getting it? Right now, I think John Poole is looking in there as Luke Smith has already sliced through. Luke Smith wants another driver who's taken 4 tires. He's working it up toward the front. So a lot of guys finding that opportunity to get up toward the front, and I'm interested to see how this is all going to hold out for this entire race. Checking out there in the chat. Is this open or fixed? I am fairly certain we are fixed. It's hard to find an open league anymore. A lot of guys don't like trying their luck out there and seeing if they can set the cars up. And I think this kind of levels the playing field as driver against driver instead of car against car. So now Hennessy, Luke Smith. Trawick sit in 1, 2, and 3. Both Smith and Trawick have gained 5 on the night. The only person to gain more positions sits our number 7 Chevrolet, going to Cam Barnes. Cam Barnes now sitting 6th. As he has been rotating up. Right now, Austin Spencer. Hey, see that 13 Ford. Right now, he is way off pace here. All the way back here with Zachary Corbin. Right now, that 14 Austin Spencer actually needs to get around more than once here. To get back onto the lead lap, at least into the lucky dog position.
Was really heating up for the #1 spot. Luke Smith is still trying to find his way past Andrew Hennessy. Smith trying to take advantage of that high line, but here he goes, trying to make the pass on Andrew Hennessy for the #1 spot. It looks like Luke Smith might just barely clear him, but no, here comes Hennessy fighting back on the outside.
Hennessy doing a great job. You see him almost getting sideways heading out of turn number 4. Check out the turn exit speed as we zoom out just a little bit. Taking a look at Hennessy. Good pull through. Luke Smith's going to be looking at his rear bumper once again. Hennessy diving down toward the bottom. Luke Smith going back to his usual high line run. And Smith still the only one out there who's really put any kind of pressure out there on Andrew Hennessy. Garrett Sidnor was doing pretty well before the first caution came out on lap 25. He had an opportunity and almost got him by about a quarter of a second, but Luke Smith right now has been looking the strongest out there for his time in the light to shine. Right now, he is the only one holding close. Luke Smith loses a little bit of time hanging on that outside line, but watch him reel him in here. Uses the draft, tries to get him. No, can do. He's going to have to use the front stretch, which is a lot longer than the back stretch.
Both of their lap times, they're almost like dead smack even this last time. Let me see.
Yep.
That time, it looks like Luke Smith was faster on that lap.
Yeah, not bad. And right now, that is looking very, very good here for the Orange Crush machine. Oh, he's got his spine. All right, let's keep it going here. I want to check back on Trawick here. Trawick has actually been rotating backwards. That's actually in the black and pink car. As you see down on the bottom, Hakes works on around with the damage to the front nose, although still doing pretty well. Right now, Poole, let's see if we can take a look back on Poole and check out that damage and see how bad it's affecting Hakes. Actually, I got that thing yanked out there. Looking pretty good. So Hakes still able to maintain good running order. Andrew Hennessy still in the number one spot where he scored on the pole here tonight. Garrett Sidnor, John Poole, and Austin Hakes, they still retain their position, 3, 4, and 5. Luke Smith is the upset here. He came from 7th, now sitting in the 2nd spot. Right now, great job by all our drivers here. Looks like everybody's trying to calm it down just a little bit as we rotate back to William Page. Trawick still falling backwards, though. I'm hoping maybe either 2 or no tire call here will pay off later here in this run. Knowing how the USRL guys have been racing lately, cautions don't come often. And that's going to be tough. Let's check out on Rada. Rada in the 03 Toyota outside line. Looks like he got around Ruiz. Sitting in the 11 Toyota down on the bottom. Ken Bordeaux in 11th. Scott Fleener up to 10th. Fleener's been trying to battle to get into the top 10 all night here. Finally got his shot. And Noah Joyce still hanging in there. Trawick looks like going to be lined up for going down another position here as Noah Joyce has been picking up speed here the past couple of laps. Right there, good turn, rotate through. Right now, Joyce is just unable to get out of that dirty air, and I think that's causing him a lot more trouble. He's trying to see if he can slice through here. That may have a shot for him. William Page taking a look. No can do. Page is going to still hold. And I think we got a battle up front. Right now, I think that's John Poole going down a position here as Hakes makes the pass. Hakes does not make a full clear, though. Still taking another angle. Got him. Right now, you're going to see Hakes rotate up to try to cut off. 56 bobs just a hair there, not only from the bump, but from the downforce switch up there coming out of 4.
Definitely. You see a lot of drivers riding that high line. They're just trying to find as much speed as they can on that high line and try and gain a little bit more speed to make a pass on their opponent.
Man, when oh when is these guys going to be able to figure it out? What's going to figure out how to take down Hennessy? They might want to take a few notes out of Luke Smith's book as he seemed to have it figured out here. Still rotating up toward the front and still holding tight as these two guys have made almost a 2.5 second gap on the rest of the field here. And right now that just kind of makes you write down a couple of notes that maybe I should have taken 4 tires. Garrett Sidnor did. He's holding 3rd. Austin Hakes did and fixing damage. He's up to 4th. But all the ones who have short pit have all fallen down below from the top 5 down. John Poole and Cam Barnes, a couple of guys did about 9.4 in the box. I'm assuming that would be a set of right side tires, and back out they go, and they're starting to kind of pay the price for it here. Unable to make up any kind of substantial ground to really start putting up a fight here.
I can tell you what, another driver that, like you said, is trying to break into the top 5 right now is Cam Barnes, as he is one of the drivers on that 2-tire strategy. And it looks like he is going to have a battle heating up. That's the 42, with William Page trying to look on the inside of Barnes.
Yeah, Page still working there, starting to scrub the edge of the paint. Got to be careful there. Don't want to end up in any sort of trouble. Luke Smith up there with Hennessy. We saw he got pretty close, but he's having to back off a good area here as we're coming up on the halfway point of this race. William Page still working it, though. He's down 5 here on the night. He would love to fight and get back into the top 5, although he has been eliminated from the playoffs here. Right now, Cam Barnes still digging, though. He's holding on to 6th. That's 7 on the night as he still hangs on there. Whoa, Page almost gives him a little nudge. Try to remind him that he is sitting right behind him. Nothing mellow about his yellow. That was cheesy. I won't do that again, I promise. All right, let's take a ride on top of William Page's car here. Give it to him for not going up there and kind of running a little deeper into that turn. See if we can follow him through. Slide here to the side. Barnes trying to hold on. Barnes does lose the position here. Right there you see to the outside. What can do. Right now Page way down on the bottom. So Page is going to have him in the turns for just a moment, but it looks like Barnes is going to hold tight middle of this turn. And he is going to remain in that 6th spot. Not bad. Right now, Cam Barnes doing a fantastic job out here tonight. Still hanging on. What do you say we take a look back at Noah Joyce and see if Joyce is going to be able to do anything with Trawick, who's returned back to the original qualifying position of 8th.
Tell you what, Noah Joyce is definitely probably going to be a man on a mission. He wants to get back up to at least the top 5, maybe even top 3 if he's lucky, but fortunately due to that last accident, he is in the back of the field just right now in really, really dirty air.
Yep. Barnes would love to make another pass here to squeeze all our playoff drivers in the top 5. We're still currently in the running. Ingram only made it about 9 laps out there before a net code nudge there by Hen Bordeaux. So just a little too close and wasn't happy about the trajectory of that truck, so iRacing made its best guess.
I tell you what, while we're talking about all of that, Andrew Hennessy is starting to extend his lead from Luke Smith.
Yep, away he goes. Luke Smith may have burned up those tires just trying to find a path around. That was just not obvious to get around. Whoa, little spin out there by Cam Barnes. Coming out of 2, William Page is there to attack. Quick move there by Page. Knew better, wants to rotate up. Page can't hold that line down toward the bottom. And it looks like Page might need to have a call with the spotter. Could have rotated up that track a little more and held on to more ground. A little more speed on the exit rather than slipping and sliding, but that's kind of what I've been noting a little bit here during this race is as these guys continue to go around and the lack of weight in the back of the truck, you're seeing guys starting to really walk it around out there trying to hang in without sliding up too much here, so that definitely puts a lot of wear on the right rear tire not to slide out from underneath of you. We're seeing a lot of that by Cam Barnes and William Page out there. I think a little pass there in the back by Zachary Corbin and Steve Rada. That does leave Corbin a little farther than going a lap down here. They already have gone. Corbin trying to scurry away though. Let's check in on our leader. And, well, Got there just about a quarter lap too short, as that does put Corbin down a lap yet again. Whoop. Right now, Corbin was in fact our first caution on lap 25. Right now the 14 trying to hold on. Boy. Yep, there you go. Wow. Yeah, I guarantee you they're on the radio. Somebody's getting chewed out here. Now, Rada does get around, so that puts him in the lucky dog spot as long as Antonio Ruiz can stay out front. All right, Blake Trawick is going to be our first one heading down into pits. Is this a scheduled pit stop? Well, we'll see. This is going to put him down at least one lap. Hasn't even entered the box yet, and it's down a lap. There we go. Let's see, set of rights. Set down. Do we take 4? Yes, we do. And Bordeaux working on down. Looks like the Baskin-Robbins machine. Heading down into pit. No other takers yet so far. This only leaves us with our top 10 still on the lead lap. A couple of drivers still poking around out there. Let's check in on Cam Barnes. Barnes under fire here by Scott Fleener. Barnes fell off as William Page took over the spot. Scott Fleener's Toyota finally coming into play here. Getting a little farther into the top 10, holding on to 8th. Noah Joyce you see riding the higher line. Starting to come into the back. Looks like Scott Fleener not letting him in the back. Shuts the door on him. And Noah Joyce still going to play chase here.
Right now, at least our top 5 guys, I believe, still have yet to come down pit road.
Yeah, lap number 28 is when most of these guys did come in. They are stretched it out at least 50 laps here. I know they're definitely talking with the crew chiefs out there, and somebody's got to come up with something. But Douglas, you got somebody coming down pit?
I do. Luke Smith is coming down pit road.
All right, Luke Smith now joining down into pit road. And I think Hennessy is thinking about it as well. Right now, seeing that Luke Smith came down, that's going to give him the upper hand here. Yep, that's Hennessy coming down into the pits. Great job there by Hennessy, making it looks like he made it under pit road speed there. That's going to put Garrett Sidnor into the lead. I think it'll be short-lived, though. Austin Hakes following behind. About a second behind, that is. And Hen Bordeaux looking to try to get a couple more laps back here. As our leader did come down. Hennessy still sitting in the box. 8 seconds now.
He's going to have the boogie coming down pit road.
How many laps can you go down right off the bat here? Expect to see another driver coming on down, and we do. Austin Hakes. He's coming on down. John Poole coming on down. Impressed to see Garrett Sidnor stay out for so long. His best time out there on the track has been a 23.3. He's running a 24.4. Really might want to start playing consideration of when to come down. The 34 machine might be paying for this later on. Douglas, what is the chance that Garrett Sidnor is going to try to make this a one-stop here?
It's a very, very likely chance. I mean, somebody's got to pull something out of a hat if they want to try to win this race tonight.
Well, remember we did
Oh.
What'd you say?
Sorry to interrupt you on that, but Noah Joyce, he just had he almost had a near accident with Andrew Hennessy coming down the back straightaway. It was a near miss.
So what you're saying is he almost took himself out here.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, Noah Joyce working his way on down. All right. Well, something to also take into consideration here as well is if these guys have made it 50 laps on fuel, they should, I say should, be able to make it on fuel. So right now, a driver like Andrew Hennessy coming in on lap 80, he may be factoring in he's got enough fuel to make it. So is Sidnor doing himself a favor here, or is he going to be in trouble?
He's probably going to be a sitting duck as of right now, because now Luke Smith is just coming into turn 3 right now, and as well as Hennessy. So I think Garrett Sidnor, he's going to have to either probably pit very soon or just hold on to what he can.
Yep. All right, let's see. Page and Fleener coming down. Ruiz stays out. That leaves us with only 2 drivers out there who have yet to pit. Zachary Corbin hadn't pit either. And now Corbin, last time, shows he came down on lap 27. He's actually out there longer than anybody else there on the field. And so, yeah, it looks like he's working his way into pit now. And should 34 come in, yes.
Yes. So that should cycle Luke Smith back to the lead.
Yeah, Smith had a good pit stop there. We'll check in on Smith. Hennessy trying to run him down pretty quick here, only about a half a second behind. Smith trying to mix this one up a little bit. Antonio Ruiz has the lead. Yeah, still staying out there. Caution.
Oh, caution's out.
Boy, what timing. What timing. What does this do for Garrett Sidnor?
Right there is our caution. The 13 of Austin Spencer looks like he's looped it again on the front straightaway.
This is going to be huge for all our guys who are laps down. Bordeaux may get the wave around, but Page, Poole, Barnes, Joyce, I think, are going to be stuck. Antonio Ruiz working on down. Uh-oh. Okay, we were waiting for an open pit road. That's what got caught up there. Andrew Hennessy coming back down. All right, so what's the call here? Another set of tires?
Possibly be, with only... It's like our top 10 is currently on the lead lap, so... Hennessy might be just taking advantage of the tires, and it looks like there's one set. It looks like it's a 4-tire call for Andrew Hennessy.
Yeah, interesting mark there as he was trying to run down Luke Smith. This will give him the opportunity, I think, to return back out there, possibly back into the top 5 if we have any more takers out there. Smith's thinking about coming down. Might be an idea. Because right now I think he's going to get caught out there on tires he put back on lap 78. And Andrew Hennessy just put a fresh set on lap 90. All right, let's take a look at Austin Spencer out there. See what causes him to loop this thing around. See his back down pit road. And is that the same turn? Ouch.
It is.
He got more damage this time than last time. Nobody else involved. Spencer actually was the cause of our caution back on lap 34. He causes this one on 86. And that's definitely going to trip up the rest of this race, especially for our guys who are still in the front. So it looks like it's going to be Luke Smith, Austin Hakes, Antonio Ruiz, Garrett Sidnor sitting 1 through 4. Ken Bordeaux, I think, is up to 5th. Andrew Hennessy will then take the 6th position. All right, as soon as the pace car lights go off, they're going to go ahead and give a wave around to all of our guys who earned it. Yeah, a little bit of a bumpy race here so far. It almost seems like the cautions are almost spread out a little bit. And when they do, it's always at a critical point. I'll probably say the lap 34 caution is probably about par for the course. But Austin Spencer looping it again there at lap 86. This is unusual. Normally, once we have guys on old tires, we got guys on new tires. And now we're going to be mixing it up out there. All right, wave rounds underway. They're going to work their way around. Steve Rada, I believe, will be our first driver a lap down out there. He'll be sitting 13th. He'll assume the lucky dog position. Scott Fleener trying to hurry around with the rest of his gang out there. William Page, John Poole, Cam Barnes, Noah Joyce, and Scott Fleener. Let's see how Trollick's doing out there. Whoop. Right now, I wonder if if you're like Luke Smith right now, and we're still under caution, which is really unusual here. How many laps we've gone under caution? Caution actually happened at lap 86.
Looks like Hennessy will line back up in 4th.
Yeah, a little bit hateful in this one. That's going to be kind of tough. We'll see how everybody else is able to shoot on through.
All right, here we go.
Yep. Green flag underway. Luke Smith gets a good jump there. Right now, that's perfect. As Austin Hakes looks like he is jamming up Andrew Hennessy. Hennessy's going to be on the warpath here up to the front. See if anybody else decides to try to push their luck just a little bit. Hakes down to the bottom. Both these drivers came in a little bit later. Luke Smith came in on 78, Hakes on 81, Hennessy on 90. The tires are going to play a big game here. Already trouble here in the back. Cam Barnes sliding her out. Let's rotate our way back up front for our top 3 drivers. Try not to stay stuck on our leaders for too long, but we're about to have something happen here. Hakes still trying to hold Hennessy. Hennessy getting boxed in. Right now, Luke Smith has the opportunity to back this turn up, but does not. Andrew Hennessy outside to inside, crosses him up, gone. But Luke Smith going to put up one more fight as they dive into 3 here. 39 Orange Crush Machine taking a look at it. And Douglas right now, does Andrew Hennessy have enough speed left in those tires? I think the more they heat up, he's got more of a chance to run away with this.
He's definitely got a good chance at this, and I gotta say, really, really good call on coming back down pit road to get that set of tires. Might as well take advantage of it with this much racing to go.
Yeah, I would say if a quick caution comes out now, I expect to see Luke Smith come back down and try again. If not in the next 10 laps, and use those fresh tires to his advantage. Not bad on their best times out there. Hennessy missing his best time by about 90 thousandths of a second there. So still rolling on through. Andrew Hennessy is fantastic job. He slices down to the bottom, scrubs the edge of that paint, and Luke Smith back to the high side where he's been here all night. Austin Hakes looks like he's getting a little bumping around there by Blake Trawick, as that 15 Ford is still churning on through. Right now I'm wondering where Garrett Sidnor is going to come into this. Remember, he came in much later on lap 88. So his tires are just about matched with Hennessy's out there. Sidnor trying to see if he can fight up to the front, but man, he is just caught in a bad spot. Stuck behind Hakes and Trawick. As those two are side by side, he's trying to make a choice. They're definitely not making it easy on him. He decides to stay with Hakes toward the top line, and the 56 is getting loose. Good night tonight for points gaining by Luke Smith, but Sidnor has got to get up there. Hakes is looking to pick up even more points on this run. Now slice back to the inside here, and right now we got everybody switching it up just a little bit. Hakes does clear. Trawick there, and it looks like Garrett Sidnor is going to take a shot at it. Outside line, this should give him a good run coming on the front stretch here. Seems he is just stalling out Speed Code Machine. Whoa, there it is.
Whoa, there
we rode along with that one. 56 Machine able to hold on to it. Excellent job.
Really, really good save. That's going to open up the door for William Page to clinch now the number 4 spot.
Yeah, Page shot on through there. Got out of the way. Holy cow, that could have been bad. It looked like, almost like, it almost looked like Trawick backed that turn way up, and I don't think Sidnor expected that. Just came up and just rearranged the back end of that car. All right, well, hopefully these two were able to calm it down just a little bit. Solid lead out there by Andrew Hennessy. Out there by a quarter of a second right now, Luke Smith. Starting to wonder if he should have come in for tires. I don't think he's going to have an opportunity here, and that may do it for him. And kind of seal the deal here tonight. Let's check back in on John Poole. Poole hanging out in front of Noah Joyce. These Chevrolets here, they're almost clumped together. 2 Chevrolets in the front, followed by a Toyota for 1, 2, and 3. Then we followed by 3 Fords, Page, Trawick, and Sidnor, and then 3 Chevrolets of Barnes, Poole, and Joyce. This is 7th through 9th. Let's continue churning up front. Trawick starting to be pressured again by Sidnor. And Douglas, what could upset Andrew Hennessy here in his run? I mean, this might be his time. Is Hennessy looking at another win here in this season?
Tell you what, Andrew Hennessy, he is definitely the guy to beat. But we still got 15 laps of racing. The one thing that Andrew Hennessy doesn't want to see is a caution, because that could play the game and for Luke Smith.
Say if Hennessy had any tires left, he'd come down and take his last set then. If he comes down, nobody will. If he doesn't, then everybody will. So right now, Hennessy would love to see this go green for the remainder of this race. Darren Ingram out there confirming, yes, it is a fixed setup race. Driver we don't see out there in the chat either is Davey Hazard. I think Mr. Hazard has been under a little bit of pressure out there. I'll say a couple of other drivers we haven't seen in between Davey Hazard, seeing if Dewey Schramm would come out here and give Iowa a shot. I think Zach Krostowski, but we'll probably be seeing all those guys on Saturday when you guys join us here at Centrax Broadcasting for the USORL Cup Series. We'll be kicking off a little bit later than we started here tonight, and you'll be joining both Douglas Ross and I here in the booth. The 11 machine, if Antonio Ruiz steps it out there just a little bit, that's going to give Scott Fleener a chance here to jump on him. And no can do. Let's check in on William Page. Right now, you know, when you see a race like this, yeah, you're kind of ticking off the laps here, but I would almost say this is a little bit of strategy here as well. Guys out there driving around single file, just trying to tick these laps off, but it's still laying down the rubber out there on the track, and we're starting to notice how a lot of guys are not getting down toward that yellow line anymore. We're either halfway on the track or higher, and that means somebody's out there searching for a little bit more speed and just isn't able to find it.
Most definitely, and one of those drivers that really has been finding that high line is Luke Smith. He's been running the high line most of the night, trying to gain as much speed as he possibly can to try and track down Andrew Hennessy. But even with the high line now, just those fresher tires are just playing into play for Andrew Hennessy.
Yeah, 100%. Luke Smith hasn't given up on that high side line, but that is allowing Austin Hakes to kind of reel him in here. And it looks like he is shaving it down each and every lap. Less than 2/10 behind him here is Hakes in his Toyota. Right now, Hakes would love to be able to get a solid finish here tonight and help move him up in the ranks and off the red number and more into a green number, as Hennessy will be lining himself up here for the aqua color once again, as he is out front by 2 seconds. Man, this guy puts on a clinic every time he comes out to the track. I just wonder if he expects to win or if anybody's got anything for him. Eric Sable was a driver out there. It's been putting on plenty of times down. But Mr. Sable, I do not believe, has returned since a little bit of trouble a few weeks ago out there racing. So right now, this is huge for Eric Sable to come into a league like this, win so many races, and unable to see him compete during the playoffs, especially with Texas coming up next. Should be a good run there. Should work out pretty well. But right now here you are joining us here for the NCM Sprayable Asbestos 125. It is coming to a close here very quickly, as Andrew Hennessy still out front by almost 2.5 seconds. Yet again, fantastic job here by Hennessy as he crosses the line. 6 laps left to go. I don't think we're going to need any of those green-white checkers. So right now you see Barney up there in the booth going ahead and dusting off that checker flag, getting ready to fly it here once again for Andrew Hennessy, as this has been a clinic he has put on here all night. And that fresh tire call back on lap 90, I still think he could have done it without the fresh tires. I think this is just an insurance policy.
It's definitely got to give the guy credit. Played the strategy right, and here he is in the end.
Yep. Corbin looks like he's lining himself up to go down 4 laps here on the night. A couple of guys weren't able to show up here to Iowa. I'm hoping it's not the track that scared them off. I'm hoping we have some personal issues or some medical issues, especially since we did not see Mr. Tway out here. And I did not see Mr. Hazard. All right. Hennessy, 4 laps left to go, and it won't take long for Andrew Hennessy, who still continues to hit 24-second laps out there on the track. Right now, 24:26 was the last lap of Hennessy. Luke Smith, 24:36, so lost yet another 10th. Well, this is definitely going to be easy. Check out who is in the chat. Sarah Brooke Gray. Hey, appreciate you joining us here tonight, as we are 2 laps left to go here at Iowa for the USRL Track and Turf Series here in the trucks. And once again, we are watching Andrew Hennessy getting ready to take another checkered flag, but first he'll get the white flag, and it'll be this time by. And Andrew Hennessy has been all business out here tonight, running up on Hen Bordeaux. Currently only the top 12 are on the lead lap here. A couple of guys might be trying to see if they can make their latch ditch effort to make a pass. Austin Hakes being one of them. Hakes heading into turn 3. This is going to be the time. Does Luke Smith give up? He does not. High line for him. Turn exit. Speed. Here it comes to the line. Contact with the wall. And Hakes with a last lap pass makes it into second. Fantastic. I just wonder if Luke Smith didn't have anything for him as that outside line kind of pulled apart on him there right at the end. 1, 2, 3, Andrew Hennessy, Austin Hakes, and Luke Smith. Great job here. As they keep this rolling. Right now, with Hakes sitting currently 6th. This does move him into a good position. Luke Smith is going to hold right behind Hennessy and Sable, and I think Darren Ingram, Sidnor, and Hakes are getting ready to do a whole lot of shuffling here, and I think Blake Beacon is just, I would say, unless he wins, might have signed his own death warrant here, because that is not good, him not showing up to this race, especially setting 8 points down in 8th. But congratulations to Andrew Hennessy out there in the 94 Chevrolet, coming away with yet another win. Great job here. And we'll go ahead and put away here just a moment so you can find where all your favorite drivers ended up here all the way at the end. And we'll try to reel in some of our guys. What a pass that was there by Austin Hakes right at the end. Man, that was close. While I'm seeing that gap was sitting about 17, about a tenth, almost 2/10 of a second. Austin Hakes was able to get him. And Blake Trawick was looking for the same spot as well. Great job. All right, let's go ahead and rail our drivers in and we'll be right back. Alrighty, everybody, catching up with our third place finisher, Luke Smith. What a race it was out there tonight. You did not give up on that top line at all out there in that 39 Chevrolet.
Yeah, felt like I had an opportunity to win it there after the last pit stop, and I thought I had the strategy played out good to be able to keep ahead of Andrew, but I mean, same thing happened to me on Saturday, just a poorly timed caution where I don't know if I want to go take that last set of tires or not, because there might be another opportunity, but I mean, I gave it everything and ended up with P3, but can't be mad about that.
All right. Well, I was gonna say, are you kicking yourself back that you didn't come down on the about lap 88 caution we had out there?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, I really didn't want to be stuck back in traffic, and I don't really want to kick myself about it because things could have ended up differently if I was back there, could have got involved in an incident or something. I mean, I'm just proud I gave it my all. I hate those late race cautions where it's just, do I pit or do I not pit or what goes on? It's just crazy out there.
And not just late race cautions. How about that late race pass there by Austin Hakes? Did you have anything for him, or were we just burned out?
Uh, Probably the last 10 laps there, I didn't have a lick of grip on the tires. The right front was just plowing, and I honestly don't know how I held him off until the last lap, but I gave it everything and even got the wall a little bit out of turn 4, but that was just trying to keep that second place that I ran the pretty much the whole night.
All right. Well, that does do it for us here with the NCM Sprayable Asbestos. You come in third. Last thing before I get your shout-outs here, we move to Texas next week. How confident are you feeling about that fantastic track?
Oh, I like Texas. It's not one of my best tracks, but I can always end up pretty fast there and just hopefully come out, be aggressive, put down some good laps and try and completely lock myself into the final 4, but you never know what can happen.
Oh yeah, man. We'll definitely we'll be on the edge of our seats to make sure that you make it out there. Luke, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here.
First off, want to shout out John Peterson for putting together my paint schemes. He does a lot of painting for me, and I always feel real bad when I ask him for a new one. Also, like to shout out you guys. Thanks for the broadcast. It's always great to go back and watch. Y'all do a great job. And last shout out, BRE, JPR, all those guys that we affiliate with. We all give each other good information and put on. We try and put our best on the track, and we had 2 cars in the top 5 tonight, so that's pretty solid.
All right, Luke Smith, congratulations, and we'll see you at Texas.
Yep, see you at Texas.
All right, that's going to do it for Luke Smith. And Douglas, you are catching up with Austin Hakes out there in the second position. What a fight he had out there.
I tell you what, he definitely did have a fight. Austin, I gotta tell you, you were going back and forth all night. Tell us, how'd your race go overall?
Well, overall, I got second, so it was pretty good in that regard. I had some decent damage on the front end with the lap 26 wreck. I got pretty lucky. I think it was like 50 seconds of optional, 48. And I thought my race was over, but we had pit there. I pit early. I was hoping to jump a couple of those guys under the green flag pit stops. The caution came out. I think I'd done 9 or 10 laps on my tires. So I was like, man, do I pit? Do I not? Because, like, I feel like if I were to pit, the caution would come out in 15 laps and then people would take tires. You know how it is. And, yeah, so I didn't pit, but somehow was able to hold off the guys who took tires. So it was pretty good in regards to that.
It definitely was a strategic race for a lot of drivers. And I also want to talk about that last lap pass that you ended up performing on Luke Smith. Because of that pass and you finishing in second, you're probably sitting pretty decent right now in the playoffs. Tell us, what were you thinking about that?
Yeah, I was working on it for quite a while. I was rolling the bottom at 1 and 2 for most of that run, and I know he was up top, but he was better in 3 and 4. So I was better in 1 and 2. He's better in 3 and 4. On that last lap, I saw he overdrove the entry of 1 and 2 a little bit, and I was like, man, this is my shot. So I just kind of sent it in there, got a really good exit, and the exit off of 2 is really what propelled me into 3 and 4. So without him overdriving 1 and 2 a little bit and me getting a good exit off of 2, I don't think I would have made the pass. But yeah, I just threw it in there in 3 and 4 and mashed the gas and hope it stuck.
Definitely a good job on that. as we're leaving Iowa for this week and going into next week, we head to the Texas Super Speedway, or the Texas Speedway. Tell us, how are you feeling going into that race?
I'm pretty confident. I like Texas. I actually like the next two tracks. I think it's Texas and Martinsville, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Martinsville is a really good one too. But yeah, Texas. I feel like as long as I don't smack the wall coming out of two where it loses banking, I should be okay. That's usually my kryptonite. But yeah, we're just gonna go in there, hope to run a clean race, see how the points shake out after tonight, and then really figure out what we gotta do strategy wise.
Most definitely. And you got any shout outs?
I just want to shout out my sponsor, Outlier Speed Co. I want to give a shout out to you guys. You guys do a great job every week. We appreciate you coming out and broadcasting the races. Just want to shout out the admins who allow all of us to race here and do the best job that they can with what they're given. So appreciate those guys.
Definitely. Austin Hakes, congratulations tonight on your second place finish. Patrick, you got anything you want to say to him?
Oh no, man! What? Can't wait to see how you handle Texas. We'll be at the new one, so be prepared for that banking in 1 and 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, I'm talking to you next week too.
Oh yeah! All right, Austin. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for Austin Hakes. Moving on to our race winner. We've talked to him once. Why not? We talk to him again. Andrew Hennessy. Is there anything that can stop you?
No.
Excellent. Perfect. That's what I want to know. Okay, so Texas next week is going to be a piece of cake as well.
No, that can stop me. I actually don't even own Texas, so I guess we'll find out.
What? What?
I don't, I mean, like, I don't like Texas, so, I know that was like one of the last tracks I have to buy in iRacing, and I kind of just been delaying it, so I guess I'll probably have to next week.
Holy cow. Well, this is even going to be the new one, so I can't even ask you which one would be your favorite, the old or the new. I'm sure this track is probably your favorite. Seeing you come away with another win, we turn your number back to Aqua as you have won yourself into the next round yet again. You're all right. The last pit stop, was that planned?
Yeah, so we had like 20, 30 to go at that point. It was like 30 to go, actually. And I was just going to do the opposite of whatever Luke did. I think he was like the second fastest. He did a good job keeping up with me the whole race. I thought he was very fast in the short runs, that he would definitely beat me on like these like 20 lap, 10 lap restarts basically. So I didn't really want to be on the same tires as him. And I felt like if I just took tires now, everyone else had a set still, but at worst, I might just, if there's a late race caution, I'll finish like maybe 5th because of the track position I would have. So that last pit stop, I figured I'll just take the tires, and if it goes green, I win, hopefully. And it worked out, luckily. I thought there was going to be a caution, but luckily there wasn't.
Man, a lot of things happened out there on the track that kind of seemed to trip you up a little bit. I don't want to pick on him here, but when we passed the number 14 car of Zachary Corbin out there, it seemed to get you a little out of shape out there. Is there anything anybody needs to do when you start running into lap traffic at a short track?
Mostly just being consistent with the lines. Like, I don't really care that they don't have to move out of my way. They can run the preferred line. I don't really care. But I couldn't tell with some lap cars because they would just run every single line or change to different lines every single lap. So I had to struggle with some of them, trying to figure out where to go exactly. And I'm not sure why I went to 14, honestly. I was going down the straightaway, I was pulling out to try and pass him, and then I felt like he just went to block me. I'm not really sure why he pulled down like that. Maybe he. So I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's picking on him, but I'm wondering if we were maybe trying to move out of the way and you were passing at the same time, which makes
I think it was just bad timing.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to square that away. I know definitely a little radio control out there gets people out there on the same page. But man, I talk to you week in and week out, and Eric Sable has been able to get some wins. You've been able to get some wins, yet we see a lack of attention from Mr. Sable. Is this good news for you?
No, I want to race them. It'd be more fun with them. Honestly, a lot of the races we get into, we're so close to each other. Like, it just comes down to who makes less mistakes. So I always like racing Eric. I wish he showed up every week, and it just makes it more competitive, more fun. Instead of just me, Luke being up front for most of the night, it would have been me, him, and Eric probably having a freeway battle for the lead. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I knew Garrett Sidnor had been up there for a little while, kind of pressuring you a little bit, but it seemed tires definitely were the golden ring out there. That was definitely what you wanted to take care of and not over punish them out there. But man, we'll see you at Texas. Go and give me your shout outs here.
Yeah, you guys were doing the broadcast, all the admins who put on this league. Again, Ricky for the Boris said paint scheme, and everyone else who comes out and races this week. And hopefully we get more people next week, because I know that wasn't a big field, which I was surprised about, but it's probably because of the truck race going on right now. But yeah.
Well, I was going to say, between the truck race and Iowa not being very friendly to the trucks, I guarantee you we'll probably see more people at Texas, and we won't hedge our bets on you winning it. I'm just kidding. All right, buddy. Congratulations on your win here at the NCM Sprayable Asbestos 125, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, Andrew Hennessy coming away with yet another win. Fantastic job by Andrew Hennessy, and that's going to do it for us here at Iowa as we get ready to close this one up a little bit. Douglas, what a race, man. I would say 125 laps. It goes by pretty quick, but I would still say, man, it definitely wears you out even if you're a driver.
Definitely does, and I'm pretty sure that the drivers will be looking forward to a change of pace when it comes to Texas next week.
I like that change of pace. Guys got jokes. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Checking on our race here coming up this upcoming Saturday, where we return back to these guys, the USORL League in the Cup Series. It'll actually be running there at Rockingham. Boy, that's going to be a tight one. Especially with as bumpy as Iowa is, these guys should be used to it and to be able to hold on. Hopefully they will be able to continue to do a great job, especially with the lack of multiple cautions here tonight. Only 3 caused. And then we'll definitely kick that off. Don't forget the Bandit Racing League is getting ready to kick off here pretty soon, starting the 25th. So next Wednesday, we'll be locking and loading, getting ready to watch those guys kick off yet another season. And don't forget they run the trifecta cars out there. 3 different cars, 3 different times, and then they're going to be switching and going. But that's going to do it for us here at Simtrax Broadcasting, bringing you the OSORL League. Patrick Morrison here in the booth with Douglas Ross. Be well, be safe, be kind, and we'll see all you guys next time.